now?
I'm in Tokyo.
I see. Yeah, that's right. You're playing with NHK Symphony, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
We had the first rehearsal this morning, and we have concerts tomorrow and the day after tomorrow.
Yeah. So, where do you live now, actually?
I live in Paris, in France.
Oh, I see. Yeah, and you live. You speak 7 languages, right?
I try.
Yeah, but your first language is Albanian?
It is, yes.
Oh, so with your family you speak Albanian, but
I do.
how have you been living in Paris already?
Since I was around 13 years old, so now it will be 11 years.
Oh, I see. Your teacher lived in Paris. That's why you moved there?
Exactly, yeah.
Oh,
I moved to join the Conservatoire National Supérieur de Paris, the Paris Conservatory, and I took the entrance exams there when I was 13 and started studying in September.
Yeah, I saw so many of you playing YouTube, but most of the time you have your hair, a lot of your hair, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
It's very fresh to see your hair like this. Yeah.
Yes. Well, it changes. It changes.
And it's very curly. It's a very natural perm, right? It's a natural perm. Yeah. It's a natural.
Yeah, I never do anything specific, just a shower before the concert, and then it just pops up.
Yeah. So, and you have very, very long fingers.
Yeah. It depends. It's enough for me to feel comfortable, which is the best.
And very long finger, and it's a very elastic. I can feel it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and very, very like it's moves so elastic, you know, very naturally without any force. And actually, I listened to all the YouTube your manager sent me. My favorite was the 6th sonata of the Prokofiev and the Ligeti, the Diablo de Escaleras, you know that.
Oh yes. Thank you.
Yeah, I was surprised you were playing that by memory.
Oh, that's a lot of analysis of work of analysis. I think nothing is impossible to learn. Actually, you just have to take it from the right, take it from the angle of approach, which is right for you. Some people just go from beginning to end, adding information. Some people analyze it more melodically, harmonically. So everyone has a very specific way, and it's good also to combine different ways to secure the memory and to really know the piece in depth. So it's always difficult, no matter the composer or the era or the style. It's always a discipline and a work, and it's also you learn how you function and what are the things that work best for you, and you try to combine and to and to also challenge yourself with that, trying to add new perspectives or way of work to your practice.
Yeah. How long did it take you to learn to memorize that piece?
Oh, I don't remember. I did it in beats, actually. I added slowly. It depends, because you never work only on one piece or one. You always work in many things. You have different levels of work. You have to work on the things you're going to perform in the next few days or weeks. Then there are the pieces that you will play next after the current project. And there are always some works that stays in the back of your mind. So you start your day or end your day with some sight reading or learning or memorizing. So these different. It's also a discipline to learn how to manage your daily routine and your daily work around all these temporalities of what you have to perform, and how you manage the immediate future, the more middle future projects, and then the long distance music you have to learn for yourself or for next projects or just for your own need of work.
Because that's a piece I really wanted to learn, but I most of the people play that with the music. A lot of people play that with music. So when I saw, wow, you memorized, it was incredible, and Yeah, and that piece is so exciting, you know. Do you play other etudes of Legati?
Yeah, I play other etudes. I play the Autumn in Warsaw, and also this Cor David, this empty, this natural fifths and fourths, natural, like the natural strings of string instruments. I play also Zauberlächling, which is the Sorcerer Apprentice, Vertige. I mean, they're very fascinating pieces of music, because you can see how Ligeti has a very strong idea, very strong technique, way of composing he really sticks to, and at the same time how he really transcends the material, transcends it's like manufactured, you know, art object or perfumes. You have the raw material, which is something very strict, and then you create art, you create something touching or beautiful or emotional, or all of the contrary. You can really transcend the process to make music and to make something really soulful and very special. And everything in Ligeti and Ligeti's etude has his watermark. It's really his voice speaking, and although the compositional, the technique, the way of imagining the music is absolutely astonishing, the music is beautiful because there is just another dimension to it, and this is the most touching, I feel.
Yeah. So most of you choose your own repertoire for the concert, or for you choose mostly yourself.
It depends. Yeah. It depends. Sometimes it depends really on the type of engagement and the point where you are in your work. Sometimes you have more or less margin of freedom. For example, when it's an orchestra, they have a season program, so you have also to fit into the projects of the season, the projects of the conductors, the orchestras. Sometimes for recitals, you have also to meet certain requirements. For example, a thematic composer or an anniversary or a special tribute you have to pay to some elements. So there is sometimes, especially in recitals, a fair margin of how you can really construct and build the pieces, the connections between the pieces, the relationships, how it evolves, if it goes, which path it follows, because the recital is like a storytelling. It's you have to make a journey. It's quite long, actually. It's 2 hours, so you have to embark on a journey. The soloist has to embark on a journey with the audience, and so does the audience have to agree to follow the soloist into this path. So it's very interesting to really be able to think of how you manage and build those connections.
The sixth sonata of the Prokofiev, and the Ligeti, it's like both has this kind of very like not I don't know, sorry about the expression, like a horror movie. It's a very like scary, you know, the atmosphere, and that kind of atmosphere I felt through the music is, you know, similarity in both music, which really made me very exciting listening to these two pieces, you know. And so like I honestly thought, I like to listen to you more, Prokofiev, you know, like very it seems a very cool music, but has a lot of passion inside. It looks very dark, but inside it's like a Diablo, like you know, like a evil characteristic inside, and it's very, very difficult to express. But your expression in music is very, it really made it changed my emotion, you know.
I see.
Yeah. So you must be traveling so much around the world now, and so do you have like for the repertoire, do you like this year you play 2 concerti, or how do you plan your repertoire for the concert?
It can be anything. I think the world has changed a lot lately, and the way our profession used to work is really no longer. It has changed a lot, especially for young artists, but everything is good. I think having a season where you have just 2 or 3 concertos of 1 or 2 rehearsal program is very it's something nice, because you really go in depth with the work. You get into layers and layers of the scores. You confront your visions with many orchestras, many conductors, so it's really interesting. It adds something very
Yeah,
in depth
yeah.
about the pieces, but also you have periods, months where you change the concerti every week or twice a week.
Yeah,
It's very
yeah.
challenging, but you learn a lot also about yourself, about
Yeah.
how to manage these ever-changing styles and musics and composers, and you learn a lot too from that kind of exercise. It's there is no better or worse way to do to manage the schedule of the profession.
Yeah.
You have to feel, as long as, in my feeling, as long as you're surrounded with music, everything is going to be fine. It's also the way. It's also the way we prepare in advance. It's also the way we manage, the travels, changes, stress, memorizing. But it's something you learn through experience, and there is nothing impossible. There is always, sometimes you succeed, sometimes you fail. You learn from that as well, even more than other learning opportunities. So it's very important, I think, to have throughout your life, at every step, this learning process that keeps you interested in what you do, that keeps you feeling you still discovering many aspects of the works, the profession that you maybe didn't grab at first. And it's everything is challenging, and I think we have a lot to learn from all the situations.
Yeah. So first, who was your parents a musician? Your parents?
My mother, yeah.
Oh, does she play the piano?
She does. She does not professionally, work as a pianist, but my family was always loving the music very much. And I had a piano at home when I was young, and my country was very cultural lovers and music lovers. Everyone was really drawn toward the arts and towards music, and going to concerts, going to theater, going to opera as much as it was possible, because there were difficult years, civil war and communism ended. It was a really tense situation, but everyone was trying their very best. And I had a piano at home, and I have cousins and relatives who also play, not professionally, but do play instruments. So it's I was very fortunate to be able to be surrounded by people who actually really do understand what it means, not only what it means to be a musician, but what it means to have a passion, what it means to be really devoted to something, and how it feels, what it requires to, but how it feels to really want to take the risk of sacrificing many things of your life to meet and answer your passion, and then try your best at it.
Yeah. Is your father a musician? Is your father what is a scientist or whatever?
He was a writer. He used to be a writer.
Like a literature, writer, like
literature journalism. Yeah.
Oh.
He works in a company.
Also,
but he used to be a writer. Yes.
Yeah. So I understand you're so intelligent. So do you have brothers or sisters?
No, I don't. No.
You're the only one.
Yes.
Yeah. So now probably your family, your parents gave so much, like a lot of culture, a lot of love, concentrate on you. Yeah.
I'm very fortunate to have had a very cultured and supportive family, but my family are historically, if I may say, economists.
Yeah.
Mathematicians, politics, economics, they were the main ideas of the family, and they wanted me at first to embrace the family tradition. But they understood, and they saw that when I was very little and young, I was really drawn to music and the arts, and it was really what I wanted to do and to devote my life with. And I'm very grateful to them that they understood. They didn't go against me, and they never pushed me in any way, either to go to the keyboard or to go away from the keyboard. It was very natural, and I'm very grateful to them to have respected.
Do you have any hobbies?
When I have the time, I do. I love walking and hiking.
Oh, I see.
It's wonderful. Walking in the nature. Yes. The nature, the cities, but the nature is something that charges the batteries in a way that I think nothing else can connect you also to something that is the truth. Actually, it's where nature is. In a way, it's where we came from and where we will go back to at some point. So it's a process of life. It's the never-ending process of birth. As Mahler said, nature is birth, life, death, and resurrection. So it's this ever-changing but never changing but never the same process that is builds itself on its own ashes and roots. So
and do you like animals also?
I don't know much about them, but I saw tortoise in a Japanese garden. They were very, very nice today.
Oh, when?
We're in near to the rehearsal hall. There was this beautiful Japanese garden with tortoise and carps, and it's very refreshing to see all this life that happens, and you imagine how this life is organized. I mean, maybe they have a civilization too and habits too, and I don't know. We don't know much about it actually. Do they have communities, laws? How do they function? It's a nice thing to know.
Do you like Japanese food?
I do. Actually, it's the 5th time I have the wonderful opportunity to come to Japan, and I'm very grateful for this. And every time I try to get to know a little bit more of the culture and of the habits, and the food is a big part of it as well. It's very fresh, and it's very full of ceremony, full of how can I say, full of respect too towards the one who eats, and also towards the products you eat. And it's all this ceremonials, all this respect, all this history behind every detail is something I find very touching and very interesting to not only to eat but to know and to understand. Where does it come from? How did it go through the ages? What does it really mean? So I think it's important and very interesting. Says a lot about the manner, the habit, culture. It's very interesting, I think.
For you, which language is the most comfortable? I mean, from the 7 languages.
Oh, from the 7. Every time the mother tongue is the one who prevails.
The Albanian.
I think the ones I had the most, I feel the most at home with are English, French, and Italian.
Yeah.
These languages I can really talk without thinking of translating.
But how about with your parents, with your mother, with your parents?
Albanian.
But I don't know much about Albanian. How is this Albanian language?
This is a very special language. It doesn't have really relative language. It's not really Latin. It's not really Greek. It doesn't really have a sibling. We linguists do believe that there were in the Balkans very vernacular, original language and culture, which got pushed toward the ocean after the invasions and almost disappeared. And Albanian is actually a modern recreation and translation of this original vernacular language, which was spoken in the Balkans.
So how about Albanian food? Is it like similar to Greek or food? Albanian plate?
It depends. It has a lot of Greek influence especially for the main courses. And but everything that is like desserts and sweets is influenced by Turkish Ottoman cuisine. Yes.
So like you eat a lot of dates and like nuts and
not really, more nuts and things that like Turkish delight, or like this kind of nuts based paste and nuts based sweets and pastries. But also the main courses are mainly Greek Mediterranean. We also have things like more Mediterranean food culture, like this hummus and shawarma and this kind of things, and also Greek moussaka and all this very olive oil based vegetable.
So do you ever cook for yourself?
I love cooking. I love cooking. I prefer cooking for people than cooking for myself. It's sad, but I love cooking. It's very interesting. I think
really? I wish next time I love to eat your cooking.
With pleasure. I should cook for you something. Yeah, but cooking it's very interesting. I think it's like the research research of harmony. It's a little bit like we do on the big black box right here. We try to research a form of harmony, and cooking is mixing so many different tastes and textures and ideas together and create a form of harmony, either by things getting together or clashing or adding something or removing some. I think it's an interesting thinking process behind it.
Yeah. By the way, what is your astrological sign?
I'm a Libra.
Me too. When is your birthday?
October 3rd.
Oh, I'm 15, so we're both Libra.
Oh, we're not far from each other. Sure.
Because have you read Argerich wrote a biography, I don't know, like 15 years ago. I don't know if you have read this book. Inside, Marta said, for her, the great pianists are all Libra. You know, Tchaikovsky, Gershwin, Emil Gilels, Pogorelik, all the talented pianists are Libra. So when I read that episode, I was very happy. I don't know if you read about it.
I don't remember this particularly, but that's nice to know.
Yeah,
nice
actually, to know. For me, all the Libra are the pianists. My favorite pianists are Libra: Tchaikovsky, Alfred Cortot, and Gershwin. Yeah. And Emil Gilels, he's a Libra also.
This I knew. This I knew.
And the Stefan Kovacevic, I think he's Libra also. You know. Yeah, and Cortot is Libra too, so I'm very proud of being Libra. I'm happy.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So,
we're like a big family.
Yeah. So can you give any messages for this Japanese young pianist who wants to be pianist, the students who are studying piano? Could you give this message to these young people?
The main message I would like to give is to always be open-minded and curious, to meet everything with an open mind and a curious mind, and never to be afraid of mostly it's twofold. First thing is never to be afraid of something that is new. Never fear what is new, never fear what you don't know, never fear what you may not feel comfortable at first, because that's really how you learn. Sometimes you don't know. If you go to a concert or if you see an artist, there's always something to learn, either about what is going on or about yourself. So always be curious and open-minded about colleagues, musicians, composers, other types of music, of cultural encounters. Always be curious, always go in depth, never feel like it's, I know. There's always something to learn. And the other part is never being afraid of failing. Never. It's human, and it's a long process. Self-understanding and self-forgiveness. It's a long process, but you will fail, and you will get up then, and you will learn from that, and next time you will do better. And if not, that's okay. So life is a never-ending process. Always keep that in mind, and never give up. If there is something that should be written, is always stay curious and never give up, because life is worth it. And if you have a passion, it's worth living for. You have to.
It's true. Well, thank you very much. I hope to see you very soon anyway.
I hope so too.
Please take care, and I hope your concert will be very, very successful, and have a wonderful stay.
Oh yeah, thank you so much for your time, and hope to see you soon. And please do take care. Thank you really so much. I'm very grateful and touched.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Have a nice day.
Bye.